I used to think I was just being a good person, showing up, caring, giving more, being there for people. But what I didn't realize was I was slowly draining myself, trying to be everything for everyone. I had to realize something about myself recently. I wasn't just being kind, I was overgiving. And for a long time, I did not even see it like that. I have always been the type of person that genuinely cares. I listen, I show up, I check on people, I try to understand where they are coming from. I pay attention to the small things and notice shifts in energy. I can tell when something is off without someone even saying it. And I used to think that was just me being a good person. I thought that was something that made me valuable in relationships and friendships. But what I had to be honest about was this: I was giving way more than I was receiving, and then wondering why I felt drained. I was constantly pouring into people who were not pouring back into me the same way. And I kept telling myself it was okay. I kept telling myself that people show up differently. I kept telling myself that I should not expect too much. But deep down, I was tired. And if you are like me, you are not doing it to get something back. You are doing it because that is just who you are. You care deeply, you want people to feel supported, you want people to feel understood. You want to be the person that shows up in a real way. But at some point, it stops feeling like love and starts feeling like exhaustion. It starts to feel like you are the only one holding everything together. It starts to feel like you are always adjusting, always understanding, always making space. I had a moment where I really sat with myself, and I realized something that I could not ignore anymore. I was not just giving, I was overextending. I was pouring into people without checking if they even had the capacity to pour back into me. I was giving based on who I am, not based on what was actually being reciprocated. And that created an imbalance because I would give at a level that felt natural to me, but it was not natural for them. And instead of adjusting, I kept giving the same way and expecting a different outcome, like being the one who always reaches out first. And I mean always, checking in, starting conversations, making sure everything is okay, being the one who remembers things and follows up, being the one who listens to everything they are going through. But when it came to me, I either kept it to myself or I felt like I was asking for too much. I would sit there and think about whether I should even say something. I would tell myself it was not that serious. I would downplay my own needs just to keep things smooth. And that is where the problem was, because I was creating a space where I was always there for others, but I was not creating space for myself. And then I would feel overlooked. I would feel like people did not show up for me. And I had to be real with myself about that. Overgiving will have you feeling unappreciated, even when nobody asked you to give that much in the first place. That part was hard for me to accept, because I did not want to believe that I was doing it to myself. But I had to recognize that I was crossing my own boundaries. I was giving more than I had. I was giving in a way that was costing me my peace. Because it is easy to say people do not show up for me. It is easy to look outward and blame other people. But I had to ask myself something real. Am I giving in a balanced way, or am I giving in a way that leaves me empty? Am I checking in with myself before I show up for others? Or am I just automatically giving without thinking about how it affects me? Overgiving is not just about doing too much. It is deeper than that. It is about ignoring your own needs. It is about staying quiet when something bothers you. It is about saying yes when you really want to say no. It is about giving people access to you without boundaries, and then hoping they will naturally do the same for you. That hope will keep you stuck, because not everyone operates the way you do. Not everyone gives the way you give. And that does not make them wrong, but it does mean you have to move differently. So I had to start doing something different. Nothing dramatic, nothing extreme, just small changes that made a big difference. I stopped always reaching out first. I gave space, not to play games, but to see what was real. I wanted to see who would show up without me initiating everything, and that showed me a lot. I stopped over-explaining myself. I stopped feeling like I had to justify how I felt. If something did not sit right with me, I allowed that to be valid. I stopped giving my energy to conversations that felt one-sided. If it felt forced, I stopped forcing it. If it felt draining, I created distance. And the biggest one, I started paying attention to how I felt after dealing with people. That changed everything, because your body will tell you what your mind tries to ignore. If you feel drained after talking to someone, if you feel confused after an interaction, if you feel like you have to question yourself more than usual, that is information. That is not something to brush off. And I am not going to lie. When you stop overgiving, It is going to feel uncomfortable at first. It is going to feel unnatural. You are going to feel like you are doing less. You are going to feel like you are pulling back. You might even feel guilty because you are used to being the one who always shows up fully. But really, you are just being more intentional. You are learning how to protect your energy. You are learning how to give without losing yourself. I had to learn that not giving everything to everyone does not make you selfish. It makes you aware. It means you understand your limits. It means you respect your own energy. And honestly, I feel lighter now because I am not constantly pouring from a place that is already low. I am not forcing connections that do not feel natural. I am not chasing people to meet me halfway. I am letting people show me who they are, and I am responding accordingly. That is a big shift because before I would try to make things work. Now I pay attention to what is actually happening. So if you have been feeling drained, if you have been feeling like you are giving more than you are getting, if something has been feeling off, but you could not fully explain it, just ask yourself something simple. Where am I overgiving? Where am I saying yes when I mean no? Where am I giving energy that is not being reciprocated? Where am I ignoring myself to keep something going? You do not have to become a different person. You do not have to stop being kind. You do not have to close yourself off. You just have to stop giving in a way that costs you your peace. You have to learn how to give with awareness. You have to learn how to give with a way that still includes you. And once you do that, everything around you starts to shift. The way you show up changes. The way people show up around you changes. And most importantly, you stop feeling empty while trying to pour into everything else. And something I'm still learning is this. You can be a good person and still have limits. You can care deeply and still protect your energy. And just because you have the capacity to give more does not mean you always should. Sometimes the growth is not in giving more, it's in learning when to stop, when to step back, and when to choose yourself without feeling guilty about it. If this resonated with you, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, because over here we talk about real stuff, the things people don't always say out loud, but we all feel. This is a space where you don't have to have it all together. I'm still learning, I'm still growing, and I'm figuring this thing called life out just like you. So if you want honest conversations, real perspective, and somewhere you can actually feel seen, you're welcome here. And if you've ever felt like this, let me know in the comments. I'd really like to hear your experience too. Until next time, be real with yourself because that's where everything starts. And wherever you are right now, it's okay. Just don't stay there.